What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Mathews back at it again with another hometown take. Today, you see it, I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks, and we're just gonna go over some news and notes really quick because the Atlanta Hawks finally got their first win last night with a 121-114 win over the Milwaukee Bucks. I gotta talk some more about Onyeka Okongwu and how good he's been, not just last night, but as a starter. I got some stats for you there. And I'm also, because I've been seeing some Trae Young lately, especially, when the Cam Reddish trade first happened and all that stuff, and I just want to address some things. Trae Young is not, fully at blame, and he has things that he can get better on, but what happened to the Hawks was not Trae Young's fault, completely. So I just want to talk about some things, and I'm also going to go over why the Atlanta Hawks could go on a winning streak here after they got that first big win last night against the Milwaukee Bucks. So we're going to get on into that, but first, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out the first link in my description box to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Hawks to some more wins. I can finally say some more wins because they just won last night. So hopefully they get going on a streak. And like I said, I'm going to tell you why I think they get going on a streak here. But first, check out the second link in my description box to subscribe to the Tough Cause podcast with me and your girl SymoneWithTheSports. As she likes to say, I'm talking to your favorite former and current athletes, hosts, anchors, reporters, all that good stuff. Listen to the pod, like the pod, download the pod, subscribe to the pod, share the pod out to your friends so they can do all the same things. All right, guys. So, first thing I want to address is Onyeka Okongwu, man. He has been so good lately, and I have a couple of stats for you guys about Onyeka Okongwu. Shout out to Moody from Deep. He commented on my reaction video to the Hawks getting their first win, snapping a 5-game losing streak, so their first one in a while, and snapping a 10-game home losing streak as well. I didn't mention that in the video last night, but they snapped a 5-game overall losing streak, and they snapped a 10-game home losing streak. So that was just a huge monumental win for the Hawks last night. But Moody from Deep in my comments to that reaction video said when Double O guarded the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm sure you all know, he shot 2 of 12. This is Giannis. He shot 2 of 12 from the field and had 3 turnovers. Moody from Deep also said looking forward to him guarding Cat tomorrow as the Minnesota Timberwolves do play, as the Atlanta Hawks play the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow. You guys know what I'm saying. So that will be a good matchup and another good test for Double O. But 2 of 12 from the field, 3 turnovers. Obviously, we saw and remember Onyeka Okongwu getting that big block that turned into a jump ball that the Atlanta Hawks ended up getting and scoring off of. So that was huge as well. So Double O did his absolute best job against Giannis Antetokounmpo last night. So, he has just been lights out since he's been a starter, coming in for Clint Capella, who has been injured. The other stat that I had for you guys is that since being a starter, or, in these games that he has started in the last 4 games, he's averaged 10 points per game, 8.3 rebounds per game. He shot 69.2% from the field, 1.8 blocks per game, and the team has gone 2-2. So, Onyeka Okongwu as a starter this season, so that's just as a starter overall, not the last 4 games, but as a starter overall, 10 points per game, 8.3 rebounds per game, 69.2 field goal percentage, 1.8 blocks, and the team is 2-2. So, man, when Clint Capella comes back, it's going to be hard to take Onyeka Okongwu out of that starting lineup. And, excuse me, I don't think there really is a way that we could play Clint and Onyeka together. Shout out to Antonio Starks. He always comments on my vids. He says Onyeka should stay in the starter lineup, and I can't necessarily disagree, but I just don't see where you take Clint out of the starting lineup. You just gave this dude an extension in the offseason. Clint is a better rebounder. You just can't take Clint out of the starting lineup because that still is Clint Capella. But man, what a luxury it is to be able to slide Onyeka Okongwu in as a starter if you're in a pinch and know you're not going to miss much, or there's not going to be that much big of a gap between Clint Capella and Onyeka Okongwu. And then you got Okongwu coming off the bench, so you're not missing much there either. And Onyeka with his just size, his athleticism, And, you know, his ability and versatility to guard 1 through 5 on the court is something special. And shout out to Symone Stanley. She sent me this quote from Onyeka Okongwu. He's saying, I'm going to guard whoever. I'm a dog. I'm physical. I'll foul. It's what I do. That's the mentality I like, Double O. Come on now. Tell him. So again, he said, I'm going to guard whoever. I'm a dog. I'm physical. I'll foul. It's what I do. That's what we need, Onyeka Okongwu. Keep that same energy all season long. So yeah, and I mean, you can tell when Onyeka's on the floor, he brings energy. You know, he's willing to do whatever to get that rebound, to get a stop, to stop whoever is in front of him. And that especially showed last night when he was guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo. So shout out to Double O doing the dang thing, especially as a starter, filling in for Clint Capella. And even, like I said, coming off the bench, he's been good this season as well. Now, before I get into the whole Trae Young thing, I do want to shout out DeAndre Hunter. You also worried about Cam Reddish. You know, some of y'all, not all of y'all. We also worried about Cam Reddish. DeAndre Hunter came back and he been balling out. Nobody gave him his flowers, so I'm here to give him his flowers. DeAndre Hunter, since returning from injury, 15.8 points per game, shooting 42.6% from the field, 45% from 3. He don't miss. And 14 to 16 from the free throw line. DeAndre Hunter has been great. He had the game clinching basket last night. He's the one that got that, you know, that dagger in the Bucks last night. He put that dagger in the Bucks last night with that floater, and he put the Atlanta Hawks up to a point where the Bucks couldn't come back from. So shout out to DeAndre Hunter. He's been balling out since he came back. He did a good job. His defense is always on point, and I mean, ever since he's come back, he hasn't even like he's been injured and hasn't played basketball in 2 months. So he's been good ever since coming back from that wrist surgery and that wrist injury. So shouts out to DeAndre Hunter. All right, let's talk about Trae Young here for a little bit, guys, because I'm seeing in my comments, and not as of late, but I'm seeing in my comments, you know, a little Trae Young criticism and a lot of Trae Young hate. So let's just address this whole Trae Young thing, because I got some stuff on my chest about Trae Young, and I want y'all to hear what I have to say. Can Trae Young be a better defender? Yes, he can be. But let's be clear. It is not Trae Young's job, and we did not draft Trae Young to be an elite defender. We drafted Trae Young to get buckets, to be the franchise player, to be the face of the franchise, and to put butts in seats. He has done all of that. We did not draft Trae Young to come in here playing lockdown defense. Okay? Can we all agree upon that? We drafted Onyeka Okongwu to help us with defense, be a stretch four, be a big energy guy, all that stuff. We drafted DeAndre Hunter to, you know, come in and help us defensively right away and, you know, be that two-way player. He has done that. We did not draft Trae Young to be a defensive specialist, okay? We did not draft Trae Young to be Klay Thompson or Paul George, a dynamic two-way player, okay? We drafted him to get buckets, be the face of the franchise, sell a whole bunch of merch, and that's it. Like, so when I hear all this criticism about Trae Young's defense, y'all know what time it was when we drafted him. We know his defense wasn't gonna be all that. Come on now. So let's just stop the cap with the Trae Young defensive talk. Can he be better? Yes, and I think he has improved some. Last night, he had a good steal, got his hand out in the passing lane, and he capitalized off the turnover. So he's getting better. He's getting more active in the passing lanes. He's coming up with more steals. The progress is there. The improvement is there. But again, he's not going to be all worldly defensively, okay? So he's not the reason, his defense is not the reason we went on this long losing streak or we've been in a funk this season. That's a collective team effort. It's not just Trae, okay? I know a lot of people have been saying that, but I've been seeing a little too much Trae Young hate and Trae Young slander in my comments. So I gotta go ahead and dead that as much as I can. Now, one thing I do think Trae Young needs to be better on, and I mean really, really needs to be better on. We expect him to be better about this, and he was better about it last night, and I'll touch on it. His shot selection has to be better. I think it was worse last year, and it has gotten better between this year and last year. It is better, but his shot selection still sometimes is too crazy for me. There's no reason, Trae Young, you should be coming down, getting a screen, and jacking up a logo 3 with 17 seconds left on the shot clock, okay? And I want the team as a whole, not even just Trae Young. Trae Young is the main culprit, but I want the team as a whole to do this better, because at the beginning of last night, oh my gosh, it was making me so mad. It's like we were hitting our head up against a brick wall for a little while. Like, I get our offensive system is, I guess, putting up a lot of threes, but goodness gracious, if we're not making them, can we go to the basket? Can we try something else? Jeez, like, it was maddening. We were just back and forth, jacking up 3 after 3 after 3, and boing after boing after brick after boing. Like, I think our shot selection as a team has to be better, because sometimes we just, and I get a lot of those threes last night were open and they just weren't going down, but sometimes, I mean, we just got to try something else, because down the stretch of the game in the fourth quarter, Kevin had a pretty open 3, but the guys were closing out hard. The Milwaukee defenders were closing out hard. He pump fake, passed the ball around, the ball came back to him, and he got a nice little 2-pointer. Okay? Sometimes the first shot ain't always the best shot, even if it's an open shot. But back to Trae Young specifically, I don't like it at all when he, like I said, comes off that screen, when he first comes down the court, gets over half court, gets the screen from John Collins or Clint Capella, and then fires up a logo through like 17 seconds left on the shot clock. I hate that, because if Trae misses, and you know, he hasn't been making a whole lot of logo threes this year, he's made his share, but he hasn't been making a whole lot this year. So when he misses those guards who are closing out on Trae get back behind him, and most of the time it's an easy layup or easy 2 for the opposing team. Or even worse, they get their own 3, their own open 3, and they actually make it. It's a 6-point swing. So Trae Young's shot selection does have to be better. I will say that. But we gotta stop criticizing Trae Young's defense so hard, guys, because I mean, we knew what time it was when he drafted him. He's not that dude on defense. Like, I understand we want him to be better, but I don't know how good y'all want him to be. He's not here for defense, guys. He's not here for defense. I don't know what else y'all want me to say. But that's it, guys. Just a couple of things I want to touch on. Oh, almost forgot. Let's talk about the Hawks' upcoming schedule, because I do think they have an opportunity to make some noise here and go on a little bit of a winning streak in these next upcoming games. So we have the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow night. So the Timberwolves have been playing okay as of late. They're 21-22 overall, but still, that's a team we can beat. After that, we have the Miami Heat again on Friday. We did have a competitive game against them on Friday, so that is an opportunity for us to beat them. They will have Bam Adebayo back, but maybe we'll have Clint Capella back. Now, Clint Capella has been ruled out for tomorrow's game along with Bogdanovic. But maybe we'll have those guys back for Friday. We'll see. We have the Hornets on Sunday. We should be able to beat them. We've beaten them already this season. They score a lot of points, but they do not play very good defense. Hopefully, if our defense is ratcheted up and we keep that same energy that we have been on defense lately, we'll be able to get some stops and still be able to score some points with our dynamic offense against their not so very good Swiss cheese-like defense. So we got the Timberwolves, winnable game. Heat, that's a tough one, but winnable game, especially coming off this momentum, especially if we beat Minnesota tomorrow. We'll feel really good about ourselves, hopefully, and then we can take on Miami, who will be coming to Atlanta, because we got Minnesota in Atlanta tomorrow. We got Miami in Atlanta at home on Friday. Then Sunday, we are going to go to Charlotte, but still, like I said, Charlotte, very winnable game. Then the Kings are coming to Atlanta. That will be next Wednesday, so a week from tomorrow. Then Friday we do have the Celtics, but they're coming to Atlanta. That'll be an ESPN game. Then we got the Lakers and the Raptors. So we got some very winnable games the rest of this month. So the rest of this month we have the Timberwolves, winnable game. The Miami Heat, winnable game. The Hornets, winnable game. Kings, winnable game. Celtics, that will be tough, but the Celtics are only 23-22. And like I said, if we're playing the way we have been playing lately, if we continue that, and say we beat the Timberwolves, we beat the Heat, we beat the Hornets, we beat the Kings, and we're on a winning streak, that momentum hopefully will help carry us to a win against the Celtics. Then we got the Lakers. We know they've been struggling, but LeBron, just made this whole post about we're gonna be better and all that stuff. So the Lakers might be turned up by that. We'll see. But we ain't scared of the Lakers. Just let Russell shoot all game long, and we should be fine. Anywho, we got the Lakers on the 30th and then the Raptors on the 31st. Raptors, again, 500 team. The East is still wide open. Most of the teams in the East are around 500, floating around 500. The only two teams that really pulled away are the Brooklyn Nets, the Chicago Bulls, and the Philadelphia 76ers. Other than that, nobody's really been pulling away from 500. Oh, and the Miami Heat. Let me put some perspective on their name. They're 28-16. So the point is that these are winnable games, and these are games that we really need to win. We gotta stack some wins together. We dug ourselves a deep enough hole. Now it's time to climb out of that thing, get back in this playoff race. You feel me? Checking out the standings just real quick before I let you guys go. So right now the New York Knicks are at 22-22, and they're 11th. They're right above us. And the rest of the East is floating close to 500. Charlotte Hornets, who are about to play, 24-20, just 4 games over 500. 8th right now, 23-21, the Washington Wizards. Raptors, who are about to play, 21-20. So we got some work to do. But I'm gonna say the goal for us at the end of the month is to be 23-27. If we're 23-27 at the end of the month, we would have made up some ground. And for us to be 23-27, that means we have to win 5 out of our next 7 games. If we go on a 7-game win streak and close out the rest of this month with some victories and finish the month of January 500, that would be amazing. Best case scenario, obviously. But there are some games here I think we can drop. That Heat game is going to be tough. Celtics game won't be easy. Lakers game will be tough. And the Raptors game, not going to be a rollover either. But I think we'll at least win one of those games that I just talked about. Timberwolves, I think we'll beat them. Hornets, I think we'll beat them. Kings, I think we'll beat them. So the rest of these games, I think we can win. But we got 7 games left in the month. We're 18-25. We win all 7, we're back to 500. And we're probably 8th place in the East or something like that. Win 5 out of 7 though. We're 23-27. And we're getting there. We're working towards something good, and we're getting to a good place where we can get back and make a playoff run. So we're only a couple of spots from the play-in, believe it or not, guys. So we're not out of this thing yet. We gotta make a run. We gotta start playing better. Gotta start stacking some wins. So we're gonna see what happens. But guys, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Check out the first link in my description box to buy me a copy to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Falcons some more wins and a good playoff run. Also, check out the second link in my description box to subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast. Me and girl Symone with this Sports are talking to your favorite former and current athletes, hosts, anchors, reporters, all that good stuff. Listen to the pod, like the pod, download the pod, subscribe to the pod, share the pod out to your friends so they can do all the same things. All right, guys. Again, important games coming up, but winnable games coming up. We keep playing like we have been. The Atlanta Hawks, I think, will be just fine. Like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Until I talk to you guys next time, stay true to Atlanta, believe in Atlanta, go Hawks, peace.